than that, I'm happy to answer. I know some readers aren't comfortable with that. I consider myself not to be a medical professional, so that's why I don't like to get into the medical stuff. Politics for obvious reasons, and then health. Look, I'm all about like wanting to give you hope, but I also want you to seek medical attention because as much as I can pull on energy spiritually, I'm no substitute for a doctor.
Absolutely. Okay, so no health, no pregnancy and stuff tonight, guys.
If
Because
you decide to,
I usually don't mind, but just for the ease of the flow, I'll agree for tonight.
I would say this, Molly. Look, if you feel comfortable answering it, I will defer that to you. If they still want those questions, why don't we just do that? And that way, you know, that's your specialty.
If they come up, I'm happy to answer them. Yes.
Exactly.
And then you can give them the disclaimer.
Sure. Absolutely. I'll be like, I will defer that to our hostess.
There we go. I love it. So Erica says, is it hard to learn each card? So yes and no. The way that I approached it when I learned was not to think of it in that way of like, oh my God, there's 78 cards. I did try to see it as just practicing and learning them kind of as I went versus like, I don't think I ever really sat down other than the major arcanas. Like I didn't really sit down and like, okay, I'm going to learn all 78 starting with the Fool. Like it was more like, I'm going to pull my card of the day for myself. Then I learn about that card over time, you know, and then it's like, oh, I've pulled the Chariot before. I think I remember what this is about. And then you kind of challenge yourself and you learn over time. At least for me, that's how I did it.
Yeah, I think it's similar for me. I mean, honestly, when I got started, I went back recently and kind of checked when I first started doing collective reads. That was only back in August of 2023. I'd been dabbling with tarot and I'd been watching it a lot before that. Back in 2022, when I tell you I watched hundreds of hours of tarot, I did. It was basically TikTok, all tarot readings for hours at a time on any given day. And that's really how I learned, like just watching different reader styles, all this other stuff. And like Molly, I would pick a card a day and I would just look and I would be like, okay, what do I remember about this? I would test myself, pick it in the morning, see if I saw that energy during like noontime. Then I would check in again in the evening time to see why I pulled that card, but also try to look at all the various meanings for that card throughout the day and see if I could at least detect why I pulled that card for the day. And I did that consistently.
I love that. Erica said, can you see the comments?
Sure. 78 cards.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. I know. I was like, yeah, girl, there's 78. Plus there's, then you can like, once you become more advanced in tarot, like, cause there's the Rider-Waite. You can learn that, but then there's advanced decks, like stuff that you guys have seen me use that's totally different imagery, and you kind of have to challenge yourself to advance to that level.
Sure.
But it's a fun thing, and that's I challenge myself, so I did that very early.
And then also the reversals too, the 78 as well. So like, it's not just about learning the cards, the reversals. Now, I typically don't take reversals, but my style of reading does lend itself to like still being able to get to the accurate information. I read cards contextually. I don't read just one. So I typically read one and I always look for like a clarifier to see if I'm on the right track, right? So when I pull one card, I look at the bottom of the deck, and if I get two polar opposites, like if I get the Sun card and if I get the Devil card, you know, two very opposing energies, I know that it's like the card that I pulled has to be read in the reverse or a different meaning for it. That's how I pull that different meaning.
I also pay attention to how they jump out, etc. Sometimes a card will literally like land on my sleeve, like upside down. I'm like, well, okay, that's supposed to be reversed. You know, I think the cards or spirit really, because especially for readers who don't take reversals, I think spirit knows that about us, and they're like, okay, now this one, you have to read this way. And we know intuitively to follow that, you know?
Absolutely agree with that, because I feel like I've gotten to a good working rhythm with my spirit guides and team, and they know that like I'm persistent whenever I get negative information. I'm like, is this for real? Like, are we sure here? Like, I need some clarifiers here.
Clarifier.
Right, exactly. And then the same thing like with reversals too. It's like if I pull a card and like I said, I get some or if the energy is just like very unsure, I start digging deeper. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't flow with the story. It doesn't match the adjacent cards. So what am I missing here? And so I eventually get to that clarity point where it's like, oh, I understand. Like this is how it's supposed to be interpreted. So yeah.
When spirit does, Erica said, when a spirit does reversals, is it mostly a bad thing? I wouldn't say bad. It's not. We don't want to simplify tarot to good and bad. There's so many levels to the energy, the situation that we're asking about. Is it a general reading? You know, I wouldn't say they're always bad. It's just whatever the meaning is upright. It's kind of at least that's the way I look at it. It's kind of the opposite when you get a reversal.
Right.
So like if you get the Five of Swords in reverse, that's more of a positive energy, you know?
Right. So Jamie, to answer your question, I went back recently to look at when I did my first collective read. That was back in August of 2023. So I guess in terms of reading, I haven't been reading as long as some readers, but what I like to do, like I'm Sagittarius by sun, and also I have a lot of Sagittarian placements too with a lot of fire energy. What I can tell you with us is when we get passionate about a subject, I am studying that subject night and day. It is my new obsession. I like, that's why I say I watched hundreds of hours of tarot readings, different readers, different styles, read books. So I've got like 4 books on tarot and stuff over here that I've like plowed through, just trying to learn any and everything that I can learn about the craft.
Yeah.
Could also be ADHD, huh, Tasha? Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I've actually found that a lot of people who are psychic, intuitive, are on the spectrum somewhere. I feel like it's part of the gift. You know, I think it just comes with it.
I think I'm undiagnosed, but for sure, because when I look back at childhood, like I get these moments of like procrastination, but intense. I remember like, I would call it kind of like a knowledge quest, right? During the summertime when we were bored out of school, if I got fascinated in a subject, now I'm dating myself too because like I am a little older than you, Molly, you know, like 45. So I remember sitting in my room.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that. So I have a set of encyclopedias, or had a set of encyclopedias in my room. When I got immersed in a topic, I would take one, I would read it, cross-reference it. My mom would walk in, there were like half the encyclopedia set on the floor. She's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. You're hyper fixating is what you're doing. Yeah, I remember I was much younger, but I remember that too. I remember going to the library at my elementary school and I did the same exact thing. I would just sit there and look through like a thesaurus and learn the understanding of words. And like, I also, early days on the internet with Google would like, what's the origin of this word? Why did we create it? You know, like, I do the same thing with like movies and TV, like, well, who's this actor and what else have they been in? You know, like I do the same thing for sure if something interests me a lot. And the same thing happened when I learned tarot. I just completely immersed myself in tarot, spirituality, learning the chakras, numbers, astrology. Right. That's something big for me. I really want to get better at astrology. It's just complicated.
Yeah. I still dabble with astrology too. Like I consider myself a novice. I know enough to get myself in trouble. That's about it. So, but definitely I like it because of what I do. It helps with the psychology of it. So I'm more of a fan of like the tropical astrology. I've not really dived into the sidereal one. I know that one's probably a bit more accurate, or they talk about it. I've heard that it's used for different things. I use it for the psychology part of it, so that's why I stick with the tropical astrology, I find it works best for what I do. I'm not trying to do predictive astrology, so I stick away from the other version of it.
I'm the same way too. I've learned like the basics of like the signs and the houses for the use of tarot.
Right.
Yeah, so that I think that's like where I'm at with it. But I'm happy to say that like now that I've been doing this for so long, I'm at like 6 years now. I started doing all this in 2020, but I can like look at a birth chart and not feel like I have no idea what I'm looking at anymore. Like I kind of at least understand what I'm seeing a little bit more, because there was a time where it looked like hieroglyphics.
Right. Yeah, I kind of pick up on some things and I'm like, I don't know why that's important. I kind of know it is, so I just need to research what the meaning behind that, what the correlation is there.
Yeah. And I find too that like in collective readings and stuff, people really like to know if their sign is in a reading,
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I see Gemini energy here, I see Capricorn, whatever.
Yeah. So Erica, I saw your question earlier about how long it took for me to read the cards. I would say like I really the way when I tell you I learned by really watching all of the hours of tarot, what I would try to do is the cards that I knew, I would already call them like this reader's going to say this is the interpretation, and I would try to predict in a way what the reader was going to explain whenever they would pull the cards and they would show them, right? So that's kind of how I did it. It was almost as if I was practicing with the reader. And so when I saw the card, I'm like, oh, this is how to interpret that. So I would say I kind of learned most of them because at a certain point I started reading for myself, even if I didn't do it for the collective, probably within about 4 to 6 months, because I had consumed so much tarot that at least at this point I had a basic knowledge of, okay, this means that, and that knowledge expanded over time. And then to answer the question you had about spirit, do I hear spirit? I do. I do have the gift of clairaudience. So you will see me on my lives at time. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I'm hearing this, or, I feel a lot because I feel like it comes from feeling, like I get this feeling or this sensation of this. I'll also see things too, like in my mind's eye. So clairvoyance, flashes of what it is, or I will just know. So, I mean, I have a lot of the clairs. Some are stronger than others. Clairaudience is my strongest, I believe.
Nice. I love that. I feel like I feel like most psychics, we have all of them, but it's like whichever ones we're practicing the most, It's not that I don't hear spirit. It's not a clear like, oh, somebody else is talking to me, but I will hear certain messages, especially in mediumship. I will hear spirit speak to me, but they do show me images in my mind. They compare, I say it like this. I just mentioned earlier before with like being on the spectrum, I'm very hyper focused on movies and TV. I've always been that way my whole life. So I have this like library of information of movie quotes, the theme of a movie, the storyline of a movie. If I'm using a tarot deck that's like inspired by a movie, it's even better. And spirit kind of will show me a scene or remind me of the feeling of a movie or something. And that's kind of how it's like they utilize this information bank that's already in there to be like, this is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
It's a very interesting way that it works, but yeah, they kind of show me images.
It's the same thing. Like somebody will say something and it reminds me like lyrics of a song. And so I'm like, that reminds me. So yeah. I get that too. Yeah. So
That'll
it's like
happen
that.
to me, just not as much as the movie stuff. Because that's what's at the forefront of my mind.
Right. I get the movie recall too. Like, again, I think it's just the collected database that we've amassed over time. And it's just like spirits pulling from all of that material. Hey, you got a lot of good material there. Let's use this for this reading,
Exactly. It's like that way we don't have to create a whole new database of information. It's like already there. They're just like latching onto it.
Right.
I also am very, very empathic, especially around people in person, very socially affected by energy. But I can feel people pulling on me through the lives and stuff, like pick me energy,
Yeah.
And it can be a lot sometimes, but I would say that's probably my strongest, but also, if you know what I mean when I say my strongest, but also my weakest, Claire.
Gotcha. I feel like I have a good idea of what people are feeling in person as well. I can read their energy and their micro expressions. You know, I've done that to people at work. I'm like, what's wrong? And they look at me like, I'm not showing that anything's wrong, but how did you know? And it's like, I can tell. Like, what? Tell me what's wrong, you know? And they're like, well, since you asked, you know, and then we get the story.
Yeah, or like you ever text a friend, like, hey, I'm just checking on you. And they're like, I'm literally crashing out. How did you know?
Yeah. I had somebody tell me that recently. Like,
Mhm.
she's like, when you checked on me this weekend, she's like, did you know I was going through something?
Right. It's like, no, I just felt like it was time. Is it scary
Yeah.
for the first times that you hear them? The reason I don't want to do tarot, I don't think I've ever really felt scared. I, I think spirit, especially when a spirit wants to work with you, it's been observing you for a while. Not to sound weird or creepy or scary by saying that, even, but I think spirit observes us for a while before they come into contact, and they know it's if something's going to scare you. This isn't the movies, despite what I was just talking about. you know, they're not going to jump at you. They're not going to mess with the lights if they know that's going to scare you. Also, you can tell them, hey, I don't want anything scary to jump out at me. I don't want to get scared. I'm excited or inspired by tarot, but I want this to be a positive experience. Tell spirit that. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with those boundaries.
I think for me, whenever we grew up watching things like Charmed or That's So Raven, and
Mhm.
expecting like the side of like the sound effects and the visual effects for all of this happening. And what I can tell you is, it's a lot more subtler than that. It
Yeah.
really is just like a muted version of it, but it's persistent, right? So like, it's the song that you cannot get out of your head, that you've heard 5 times since you woke up in the morning, that you know that spirit's like, dig into the song, there's something
Yeah.
here, right? Or it's the image that keeps popping up every time you go to reach for something. You know, you kind of get this, oh, cool, thank you
Thank
all.
you, Jamie.
It's the image that keeps popping up when you're trying to do something, and it's like, there's a message here. And it's really just being like relaxing a little bit and allowing yourself to just receive the message and the parts of it. You know, I don't think
Yeah.
it's scary. I don't think I've ever been scared of spirit. You know, annoyed whenever you keep getting the same message over and over and over and over again,
Yeah.
and not knowing what to do with it, you know, or not
Right.
knowing how to deal with it yet. But, you know, I don't think I've ever been scared by spirit.
Someone sent an interesting question. Let's see. How do you get confirmation that they aren't false or bad spirits? I want you to start with that to answer that
Okay.
one first.
So for me, I'm going to tell you this. For the longest time, that's probably what put me off from doing tarot, is because I grew up very conservative, Catholic family home, you know, Roman Catholic home, and we were not supposed to mess with that. We were not supposed to do anything like that. So for the longest time, for me to be comfortable, I used some of the church sacramentals to kind of just make sure that it wasn't a bad spirit that was around me. So I had a Saint Benedict medal that I used to wear all the time, and I also had it as a ring and as bracelets. But what I've learned over time is, as I got comfortable, I started to do. Thank you, appreciate it. I started to learn a pattern that I didn't feel scared, and I didn't feel like I was being approached by negative energy. I also take other spiritual protections, crystals that I wear or have nearby, salt. You know, I use a lot of spiritual protection around me. This as well, a little amulet that I created that has spiritual herbs, seeds in there,
Oh, I love
along
that.
along
That's
with
really cool.
some quartz crystal to amplify the power of it.
It's like a little
So
spell jar.
exactly, exactly. And so, like, using things like that, I feel comfortable that the information that I'm getting is going to be from a good source. And if I suspected it wasn't, I'd stop whatever I'm doing and kind of be saging the house a little bit, or using whatever spiritual protection I have to
Yeah.
send a
And you
spiritual
can and you
eviction
can
notice.
really feel when that happens in a reading, where it's like a metaphorical plug in the drain. Do you know what I mean? That's like the best way I can kind of explain that metaphorically. It's like all of a sudden it was flowing and it just halted. And it's like either spirit disconnected or there's weird interference, or especially on the live sometimes, the times where there's a lot of people watching, it will happen, I notice, because there's just a lot of energy, like I said before, pulling on us, you know? Right. So that doesn't happen a lot for me though.
Yeah, rarely. I don't think
rarely.
That's not something that I generally have to worry about. Every now and again, like I'll get like a tickle in my throat as I'm doing a reading. Usually that's an indication that somebody's got something to say, but they're having a hard time saying it. Your throat chakra's getting attacked or irritated. So it kind of gives you a little bit of the clue of the message behind it. But I'm a big believer in that my spirit guides are protecting me all the time. They would not allow me to be harmed in any kind of a way. They allow me to feel, because I have to use my senses in order to read, right? But they don't allow things to like viciously attack. So if that makes sense.
For me, it's like, and I think I've talked about this on my live shows, so my people know this, but I chose early on in my spirituality to have a belief system, to build that for myself, that I'm not going to spend time worrying about negative entities and bad this, or does someone have a hex on me? Like, I think the more you feed into that energy, the more you feed into that energy. So it's just not, and I'm respectful of people who do believe in that, to each their own. But that's my belief system, and that's what I believe keeps me protected. I also wear Moldavite every single day to keep strong energy with me, especially over my heart, because I'm an empath. I'm a Cancer Venus, Cancer Lilith. I'm very sensitive to energies. So I also have, like, this is my office in here in my apartment, and I have evil eyes on all four corners. On the floor, I have crystals. I have crystals everywhere. Jamie, who's in the live here, we used to have a crystal business together years ago. So
awesome.
I've got crystals all over the place.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit more protected in that sense with in terms of like my channels tend to be like a little bit more focused, but not as much open. I'm a Cap Moon, so I don't necessarily. I feel like that's a little bit of natural protection with all the water that you have. I feel like your channels are all open,
Yes.
And
yes.
Cap Moon is like really like closed anyway. Like they're like. We don't like to talk about feelings. We don't like to talk about emotions unless we absolutely have to. And so we're a bit tight-lipped about it. But I also feel like there's a little bit of maybe protective shielding that kind of goes into building a Cap Moon, if that makes any kind of a sense.
No, totally. With all that like earthly grounded energy, it's very deep into the earth. I know what you mean. Yeah. It's like, I don't know why Spirit just showed me this. It's like digging like a hole or like a trench, and like doing readings down in the trenches.
Right.
I like that. But it's an interesting way to look at that. For me, I guess I didn't even it makes sense, but I didn't realize that I was like having these kind of open containers. That's so true. I like that. So one thing I wanted to ask you, which kind of talks about like your more like closed readings, like you were saying, like energetically closed. I noticed that you do like spreads, whereas I'm more intuitive. I never really learned the spreads. I mean, I know the basic ones, but I just don't use them really ever. The only exception to that rule for me is I will create a spread. Like if I'm inspired by a topic, or like I'm going to do the full moon in Virgo or something, like I will create a spread around that energy. But I never really learned the like the classic tarot spreads and all that. Do you want to share with us like what inspired you to go that direction?
Sure. Like, so when I learned, I guess I have to explain too, I'm also a Cap Mars. Cap Mars is like Saturn ruled. It's very like old school. Like you got to learn the old fashioned way of doing things. Very traditional. So that's kind of why I don't do reversals, because they weren't originally done. So like my Saturn, my Cap Mars is just like, okay, we're just not going to do that. We're going to find a way around it though, and so like, that's how I did that. But also with the spreads, I did learn some of the basic ones, right? So like the 10 card Celtic Cross, but I actually use a variant of it. I don't use the traditional one. I use the one that my spiritual advisor teacher, Kelly Lorraine, I use the one that she kind of does. And so that's the Celtic Cross one that I do. And the head heart that I do, I had to adapt it for my lives, but I kind of use an adaptation of hers. She goes into a little bit more detail. I can't do that with the time frame that I have to work with. So I had to condense it a little bit. So I adopted my own based off of her style. And I feel like it shows me a lot of what I need to know. And it gives my clients a good idea of what's going on. And I like that with the head heart that I do, we check the math of the other side by their side, right? So I'm saying, hey, you're feeling this. This is in your head space. This is in your heart space. And if that hits for them, then you can bet that the other side is probably feeling the same thing, you know, because it's kind of that check your math in the middle. So.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Any other questions for us, guys, before we move forward? I'll give them a second. Or I guess anything you wanted to ask me, Nick? I had that one question in the back of my head about the spreads for you, but that's about it.
Erica has a question here. She asked if, do we ever feel spirit having feelings? Like, have you ever heard a spirit yelling? I don't think so. I think we give spirit...
so calm.
Yeah. I think that a lot of times they're like, really, is that what we're doing? Like, I get the sarcastic version of spirit.
A little judgmental, yeah.
Like my spirit guides are kind of judgmental too. Yeah, they're sarcastic. They're like, really? That's what we're doing? You're crashing out over this? Just
like I said earlier, they know you. You know, it's like they know your humor. And I feel that a lot with people's guides when I do mediumship, or like if there's when I'm doing mediumship, if somebody's loved one like kind of was like sarcastic, it comes through. Like, you know, like it's like certain little things that's like clearly their personality. And I think spirits, guides are the same way, you know?
Right. Absolutely. I know my personality. Yeah, I know they have a sense of humor. I absolutely know that, because I'm sitting here now. It's funny too, because some things, like, I feel like I can't say if I'm on a live. When I hear something, I'm like, we're gonna keep that to ourselves, because while I appreciate the humor, it's like, I don't know that that's appropriate. You know?
See, I have learned over the years to just, and maybe this is what created that opens kind of energy for me in my readings. Like, I'm like, I don't know what this means, but this is what Spirit said. And I will tell you, like 9 times out of 10, that channel is the one thing that they're like, oh my God.
I've learned that too.
Zone, but
I try, like when I get messages from Spirit, especially if like it's a word or an image or something, I try really hard to like deliver it in like as accurately as I received it, right? Yeah. Because I know that there's a reason for receiving it that way. And that's one of the in the few instances where it's been really strong like that, it's absolutely like, oh my gosh, there's a correlation, exactly like what you're talking about.
And it's always like the most random channel, like I don't know what this is about, but if it resonates, okay.
Right.
Well, Erica, we're about to do readings for you guys tonight.
Absolutely.
You have an opportunity if you'd like to get one.
Absolutely. Look, and if you go to the link in my bio, if you can't do it now and later on you want to get a reading, go to my link tree. It's there whenever you're ready to book, you know, no pressure. I will never DM y'all. You know what? Molly will never. We're not those kind of readers. Nope. So anybody that kind of does that and has to go out and solicit business, I would be very, very wary about getting a reading from them.
Yes, and of course, be careful of scammers pretending to be us, etc.
Right. That's a huge problem.
Yeah, it happens. Oh, that's okay, Miss Erica.
Yeah.
I want to do you want to talk about the Fool's Journey? Sorry, I'm like thinking about doing a collective reading, but no, I don't want to.
Let's do the collective first, and then we can do the teaching after.
Okay. Do you want to go first, and then I'll do a little collective after you? Since you're the guest, I'll give you guest honor.
Or did you want to do it together?
Like at the same time, or like, because we can't talk at the same time. But
no, I mean we'll just take turns. Like I'll pull one, and if you want to pull one, and then we can kind of go back and forth like that.
I like that. Yeah,
and that way we can kind of we'll pick up everybody in the collective.
I like it. Okay, cool.
And
All right.
for this
if
one,
you guys
I
want a
will-
collective reading, put collective in the comments so we know who's trying to tap into that collective energy.
Gotcha. And for this one, I won't do like a spread. We'll just
Okay.
pull until we both feel like we're
The
good.
message is over.
Yep.
Got it.
Angels, ancestors, and guides. What do we need to know?
This is interesting because what if we get the same cards? That could be cool.
Okay. I think I have my first one. As I was shuffling, one kind of flew for me. So I've got 6 of Wands. And by the way, if y'all are interested, I'm using this is called the Lightworkers deck. So this is the deck that I'm working with. I like it because it's a tarot and oracle deck. So it kind of gives you a little bit of oracle message with it. So, but we've got 6 of Wands. So I look at this card as success, victory, public recognition, and at the bottom of the deck, my clarifier is the Hierophant. So whatever this is, I feel like this victory, this success, this yes, because that's kind of what this is. It's like yes energy. This might have been something that has been a long fought battle with the Hierophant. It's Taurus energy, something that moves really, really slow. But it's progression. It is going to the next level. So there is this accumulation of perhaps knowledge or something here. But definitely a victory that's been built on something over time, you know?
I love that. So I have different cards, but similar energy. Okay, Taurus with the Empress, and the Yes energy with the Ace of Wands. So yeah, I don't know what the situation is here for the collective, but the Empress and the Ace of Wands to me is very like, know your worth. Okay, somebody is like, you're ready to step into this light. For some of you, it's like a spotlight, or I'm seeing a microphone, like, which could be about literal, like could be literal about being on a stage, but I'm just hearing something like speaking your truth, self-expression with the Ace of Wands, even though like you would want to really see the Ace of Swords here, but the Ace of Wands, it's still giving vocal to me. I don't know. The Empress is willing to ask for what she wants, what she deserves. So there's like this asking someone or asking the universe, can I please have this now? And I got that sort of heavier energy of like, this is the past. This is what you've experienced. You've really carried a lot in your life. And with the Ace of Wands, you're kind of ready to drop that baggage, to not carry certain things with you anymore. And the Empress is like, I'm going to take a seat. I'm going to sit down. I've been doing a lot with like having like this, I'm hearing heavy energy hanging over your shoulders is what I'm hearing. But the Ace of Wands is like, we're dropping all of that and there's new energy that you want to carry. Oh, I like that message.
Absolutely. One thing that came to mind while you were talking about that, Molly, you were talking about the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands.
Mhm.
You know, it reminded me with your Ace of Wands, back in school, we used to have like the talking stick that you would
Yeah.
pass around for someone. So in a way, I could see that like
That's
it's now
so
your
true.
turn.
Yeah,
to
it's
talk.
the talking stick.
Yeah.
I like
And so
that.
I got chills when I said that. So it's
And-
kind of like, yeah.
And the Empress, she's got it in her hand.
Yeah.
It's your turn to talk, collective. I like that. This is fun.
I love that. That was cool. That was cute the way that came out. Oh,
What did I say about light? I felt it, and there it is.
gotcha.
Okay, it's your turn. I'll shut up.
So on my side, when this is the next one. So we got more Wands energy, more fire energy, right? 9 of Wands. Yeah, and that's exactly what Molly had on her side.
Mhm.
So confirmation on this side, 9 of Wands. again with the whatever this victory is, this glow up period, this period of success that she's talking about, because she had the Empress, which was like, you know, birthing a whole new cycle. We're stepping into a new era here. This is something that maybe we've been a little bit afraid of really speaking our truth, or a little bit muted. Nine of Wands for me is kind of like this energy where you want something really badly, but it's also exhausting sometimes to think about it. Like, do I have enough energy to commit myself to this task? Do I have enough of what it takes? Or if you're playing video games, it's kind of like, I hope I'm at the boss level and that I'm running out of lives here. I need to go ahead and like, I need to win this one, right?
Yeah.
And so it could be that. Sometimes with the Nine of Wands too, I look back and it's like, sometimes it's a fear of being vulnerable. It's a fear of fully committing to that last step, because we know that we're almost at the end, right? So it kind of, for me, can sometimes be this make it or break it kind of energy. Like, do I really put all of my energy reserves behind this? And my clarifier, King of Wands, do it. Do it. Whatever
There's
this
so much
is.
fire energy here.
Absolutely. Like, I have nothing but fire.
Very fire horse, isn't it? I'm just saying.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yep. So, Erica, I did see your question and I pulled the confirmation if this is about love. I got the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know if you want to pull a confirmation for her as well. I mean, for the collective, you know.
So is this about love? Can I get a clarifier for whether this is about love? Interesting. Molly, look at this. I got the Hermit. The
Ooh.
bottom of my deck is Queen of Pentacles. So I would say yes.
Yeah. So with the Queen of Pentacles, I think it's about love and it's about getting what you want. It's
Absolutely.
about whether it's a person on your mind or just that ideal relationship. I think this Queen, especially with the Empress here, like whatever you're seeing for yourself in love, it will come to fruition. You're going to have it in your hands. I heard Spirit, that man will be in your hands. in your arms, you know.
Absolutely.
I think it resonates in other areas too, though. It's not just love.
I think the Venus energy anyway, through like the Empress, you know, of course, Venus loves love and money and value and things of worth. Absolutely. And we also can sometimes look at that Queen of Pentacles as, you know, divine counterpart energy, like the divine feminine, ready to take a partner because she's patient. She is embodying the best qualities, you know, nurturing, loving, generous, kind, all of these sweet things, you know, and so she would make the perfect partner.
Yeah, I'm also hearing like ideal match as well, because I pulled that star card. I feel like that's the message with the star is
Right.
like finding a partner that pours into you as much as you pour into them. It's like this whenever I see somebody unclothed on a tarot card, it tells me about vulnerability.
Mhm.
Somebody who sees your vulnerable side, your flaws. It's like you fully being like, this is who I am. You know, do you love me or not? And this person being like, you know what? I really, really do. And the Three of Pentacles is the confirmation for my star card. So I really just see this like team effort in a relationship here. Like, let's build, let's grow. Long-term potential. That's what I have.
All right. So let's see what we got. What's our next card here? I was just saying hi to Patrick in the comments. Patrick is one of my
Welcome.
collective.
By the way, real quick, we should introduce ourselves to the people who don't know who we are.
Absolutely.
Because my people are in here, your people are in here. Just real quick, hello, I'm Molly Manifest. It's nice to meet you guys. I've been reading tarot for over 6 years professionally now. I've been spiritual in my mind my whole life, even if I didn't quite realize it. Yeah, I specialize in love readings, but I read for pretty much anything. I'm very intuitive. I'm an empath. I'm a Cancer Sun, Libra Moon, Virgo Rising. Anything you want to know about me, ask.
Gotcha. And for all of you on Molly's channel who don't know me, I'm the Nick of Time Tarot. I've been reading on TikTok for the collective since August of 2023. But like Molly, I guess my tale, I didn't kind of go into a whole lot, but I really feel like I've had spiritual ties all my life. Really, when I was in my teenager years, which many, many moons ago, I had a lot of dreams, like, deja vu, prophetic kind of dream stuff. So that's followed me all my life. As I've gotten into this, like, more recent, those dreams have kind of been turned off. Now they're coming back online.
That's
But
interesting.
yeah, yeah. So I've had some really wild dreams, and after talking with another friend of mine who is very spiritual, she's like, I think you were astral traveling. She's like, that's way too detailed for a dream.
Yeah, no, totally. I kind of go on and off with like prophetic dreams. Sometimes they're super vivid and intense, and other times like I only remember little glimpses. It's never really consistent with me.
Gotcha. I mean,
Yeah.
I really, in my youth, it was a lot of stuff about me. It was like deja vu. Like I would really dream stuff before it happened. And I would just get like the shivers whenever that moment in time would come. And I'm like, this feels so familiar.
I've done this before.
You're going to say this, and you're going to say this, and I said this. And it's almost like we have that, I can tell them what the conversation is going to be about. And it's just so wild.
And just like observing it happening, and it's like, do I tell someone that I've already seen this, or am I crazy?
Right, exactly. It's like they're going to think I'm crazy. Exactly. I don't tell anybody about it, or I didn't when I was younger. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
definitely would feel it all the time. So,
Yeah.
and hello, thank you for all of my people popping in. I didn't get a chance to say hello. Thank you for
Hi,
joining
Mags.
us.
Welcome
Yeah.
in, guys. Did you say your sun, moon, and rising? If you want to share it.
Sure, I have no problem saying it. So, Sag Sun, Cap Moon, and Leo Rising. I also have a stellium in Sag and a stellium in Libra. So, the only sign that I have very little of is water. I have 2 Scorpio placements for water. That's it. I have
Wow.
a Scorpio Venus, and I have Scorpio in Uranus. That's it.
Nice. For me, my chart's really missing fire. It's really missing fire. I have like actually Jupiter's in Sagittarius. That is like my favorite placement of my chart because it's right in its ruling planet. I just love it.
Right.
I feel blessed because of that.
Lucky, yeah.
Yeah, and also actually there's 2. My Mercury is ruled by Gemini. It's in that sign as well. So I've always thought that's pretty cool, and I think it's what helps me be able to do this.
Absolutely.
For
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
for sure.
Any I had those experiences throughout my life too. Yeah, a lot of people have had these sort of spiritual experiences as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're able to, I would suggest, do what you can to kind of explore that. See, on my side, I was a bit afraid. So when I started wearing my St. Benedict medal and whatnot, I feel like that actually closed me off to some of my gifts because I feel like I could probably do mediumship too, but I'm very far behind the curve on knowing what that feels like. That's why I no longer wear the St. Benedict stuff anymore, because part of the belief system attached to it is it protects you against witchcraft or spirits or things like that. So it was a warding against it. I no longer because I no longer feel afraid, I don't wear that anymore. I still keep it like in the house for protection, kind of like a backup, but I no longer feel like I have to wear this because now I'm looking to expand those gifts.
I love that. Beautiful. Okay, do we want to keep going with this collective? I feel like there's more.
Oh,
We interrupted it for our introductions.
That's fine.
Go on.
So-
We'll continue.
Okay. I have 2 that popped out. So the next card I've got is the Justice card. So remember this thing that's going to be coming to light that we want success and victory with, something that's been very difficult for us. Well, it looks like there's justice tied to that, divine justice. This could be things working out for us. It might have been something that we've had to make a decision about too. Justice card for me is often about weighing options, right? Gathering evidence, putting things in one pile and then the other pile, seeing how they measure up against one another. So I do feel like you've had to accumulate some information here. You've had to probably make a difficult decision, because keep in mind, when we look at Justice card, it's major arcana. So this isn't a small decision. This is a big decision that you would have to make, something that might have lasting impacts later on. And I also have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is something that's going to bring you a lot of happiness and joy, but also it can be a message that brings you happiness and joy, but it's also surprise energy. Spirit wants to surprise you with this little token, this little gift that's coming your way. So, and a reference back to the Justice card, I got King of Swords in this deck. There's the King of Swords behind, but the Justice card again on the King of Swords.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like, again, it's about, King of Swords energy, strategy, decision, logic, trying to wrap your head around something or articulate a position. So
Love that. And let us know too in the comments, guys, how things are resonating with you as well. So I felt called to start pulling. I pulled some tarot again, but I felt called to start pulling from the Tea Leaf Oracle. I don't know if you read. Do you read Oracle cards too, or?
I do.
Mostly tarot. Okay. I was gonna say, I think I remember you pulling me some. You don't have to. I just felt called. It was sitting here on my desk, so I went with it. And it's wild to me that I'm really enjoying this tag team reading thing, because I literally got the haystack, which is karma. If you guys don't know, yes, justice is the same energy as karma. You will reap what you have sown. And with the haystack, I'm hearing the story of the princess and the pea with the stacked mattresses, and the fact that even though it was just a little pea in that mattress, she could feel that it wasn't right. She could tell something was there. She could feel it. And I feel like there's something there with the karmic energy, something in your life isn't feeling completely smoothed over. There is something sticking in your back, if you will. It's almost, I'm now visually seeing in my mind's eye the Ten of Swords. I don't know what this karmic energy is, but we have the Star again from the Tea Leaf Oracle, but we had the Star card in the tarot already. So there's a guaranteed success here. So the message right now I'm getting is something is about to smooth itself over. Just continue to trust the process. There is a guaranteed successful outcome, because you're in that Star energy, because you're in that Empress energy, because you're feeling yourself, you're feeling good. For some of you, like we said, there's love here, right? Love is coming in. Who doesn't feel good when we're falling in love, right? The wind chimes, peace and harmony. Also, a sign for me in particular, I don't know if anybody else out there, we're heading towards spring. It's been windy. It's been we've been getting this fresh air outside in the physical world. And I've literally already heard wind chimes very recently. So I saw that as a confirmation for myself. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, or if you've already heard wind chimes very recently. But we've had a lot of wind, at least in my area. So it's you're seeing physical signs in your physical reality, like wind chimes, like numbers, like animals, as confirmation that we're literally moving into yes, a warmer climate, but a warmer energy also. That's what I've got for that.
Gotcha. So I pulled out my oracle.
Sorry.
I pulled out my oracle deck, so I've got with me on the side of me, I've got the Intuit 180 oracle. So I've pulled a few from there. Two popped out. I pulled one, and then two popped out. So the one that I pulled was the Lighthouse. But I'm also going to show you, I've got the Moon and I've got the Fox. Okay, so what this is telling me is, the Moon card and the Fox are kind of energies of something that is hidden or something that's trying to be sneaky or sly. And with the Lighthouse is coming to light. So there is this surprise energy. There is this something that's hidden is going to be illuminated. So I do feel like we're getting that, right? And I would say like the bottom of the deck of what I've got here now, the bear, it talks about, protection, but also influence, power, right? Something that is, rich, affluent, accumulation. So whatever this is, it's building, right? There's some kind of power behind it.
I love this. Erica said, I had 3 readings. Molly saying a surprise, Ash is saying a surprise, and now Nick is saying a surprise. So Erica, it must be really resonating for you, girl. Definitely. I feel like that there is something coming in specifically for you, but for the collective as a whole.
You're gonna have to let us know what all happens with that, Erica, for sure. Yeah. Keep us in the loop.
I'm pulling some cards from a different oracle. I feel like the message is starting to close. I don't know if you get that too.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I'm gonna pull 2 more oracle cards to close this out on my end. So we have flow, and then we have safety, which has the fucking lighthouse on it. I just love, this is so cool, like the double confirmations for people. I hope for those of you who are watching that this kind of is almost helpful to be like, okay, now this is really happening, okay? Because to see 2 different readers on 2 different sides of the country be able to get the same energy, it's kind of cool. Right. So I feel like there's like a lot of good coming to the collective, but then with the safety energy, like if you look at this imagery, guys, like it reminds me of here I go with the movies, okay? The Truman Show, if you ever seen that movie. One of the last scenes where they're messing with him, they're trying to get him to stay and not find the exit to this other world they built for Truman. And they put him through this kind of trial. They say, lightning strikes, thunder, make the waves more intense, like scare him into staying in this where he's comfortable, right? So I think that lighthouse, that beacon, is trying to bring you towards this more calmed energy, a calmer life. This is not spirit, like this is big, like Spirit's saying, like this isn't just a moment of calm, like you're traveling or moving to a new place, like metaphorically, maybe for some of you it's literal, but like the calmness of this, it's like eventually you're gonna find that stream. It's like a lazy river, completely different energy and way more calm than these rapids, okay? So this is what you might know, but this is not forever, okay? I think that's what this message is trying to say to us and convey to us, is that, we hear a lot in tarot readings that, good is on the way, better days are coming, but this is one that's going to last. And I love that this is coming through, and I hope it resonates, and I hope y'all claim this energy, because there's a lot flowing in. To me, the flow card is almost like the Ace of Cups. It's like every area of your life has this potential to like have a complete overhaul, removal of negativity and lack, and more of an embracing of abundance, for sure. I'm done.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where's my deck?
So
You're scared of us, Erica.
I had 2 more if you indulge me, Molly. I have the Phoenix. I don't know if you can see it. So the Phoenix is talking about, death and rebirth, total transformation. And I've got the white feather, which talks about miracles. It talks about, blessings, freedom, forgiveness, rising above. There are a lot of different meanings for it. But I really feel like it's, kind of believe in magic, believe in the miracles, because this is what's on the horizon for many of us,
I love that. Yeah, guys, believe in magic. I'll be transparent. Like I am at a point in my life where I'm needing to hear that. You know what I mean? Like
Me too.
especially those last two cards I pulled of like leaving the rapids and going to more of like a lazy river where it's like I just want a pina colada in my hand. Literally and metaphorically. But just this energy of calm, but it's staying. I like that.
Absolutely.
And a lot of good being in that calm.
Right.
Found a few feathers around my house, so I use them in my magic. You know what's crazy is I have a money bowl back here, and I have a feather that I keep in it. For some reason, I've had the money bowl sitting there for God knows how long. For some reason, my cat keeps taking that feather out of my money bowl. And I'm like, I hope this is a good sign, like something's flowing to me. Like he's trying to tell me or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yes. Crystal rapids that Jamie put there, that was the name of our crystal business back in the day.
Gotcha. I don't know if I've ever told you this fun fact, Molly, but your cat's name is actually my first name. I
You
go
did
by
tell
Nick.
me.
Nick is my Nick.
You did tell me that. Yeah. I didn't know if it was private information. So.
No, at this point I'd share it. But my first name is Bo, and that's Molly's cat's name.
That's so funny. It has to be so weird when you're watching my lives.
Yeah, I just look at it. I'm like, well, my namesake is at least
Like,
giving
you keep
Molly a little
calling
run
me.
for her money over there.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, I've never met before I had him. I never met anybody with that name, so that's pretty cool. Ooh, thank you for the gifts.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the gifts you guys are sending,
Yeah.
by the way.
Thank you so
we've been
much.
seeing them coming in while we're doing readings and stuff, so thank you.
Yeah.
Do appreciate it. Yeah, we don't have anybody on a list for readings, so let's just talk
Okay.
about the Fool's Journey. Let's just get into it.
We'll start at the beginning. So I guess one of the things that I would ask is, do you understand, like to the audience, right? So do you understand the Fool card? When we talk about it, often we talk about it as a leap of faith. When you look at the card, when you look at the imagery for that card, what stands out to you? In what way do you look at it as a leap of faith?
Wait, let me put myself on the main thing. I forgot I was supposed to do that.
Oh, thank you. I was trying to find mine too.
There we go. I expanded myself so I can show it.
Gotcha.
Also, too, I will ask on the more like feminine intuitive side, what do you just intuitively pick up from this card? That's important as well. Take a moment to really look at the details of it all. See if there's anything on the card that you may have missed in the past.
Yep. Traveling, moving towards the unknown. Absolutely, Jamie. Yep. Don't get a care in the world. Exactly.
I have another example I'm going to show as well. What are people saying?
Be confident of yourself. Yep. I feel like for me, when I see it, the white rose for purity and innocence, absolutely. There's also like a bunch of imagery that kind of ties into that energy of innocence, right? For sure. I look at it this way. So with the cliff there, right, there is danger present, right? So what the Fool is doing is like, there is danger present, but he's taking that leap anyway. He is choosing to move forward regardless, trusting in spirit, trusting in his guides that he's going to be okay. And one of the coolest things that I've heard from another reader, and I will borrow this as I teach tarot, is when you look at the Fool that has their backpack, right? So on my card, I'm sorry, they got the little stick, right? So think of that stick as the wand, and inside the backpack, you have the pentacle, you have a cup, and you also have perhaps an athame or a little dagger or a little sword, right? And so the Fool doesn't know it yet, but he has all the tools that he needs to become the magician. And I think that was such a cool explanation.
I like that a
And
lot. It's like he intuitively brought exactly what he needed.
exactly, exactly.
His little travel altar. I love that.
Yeah. That was like one of the coolest explanations. I'm like, I love that. That's so cool. That's a great way to explain the full
Yeah.
card.
It was explained to me too when I first learned the Fool's Journey to take a look at the background as much as the foreground. So
Absolutely.
one thing that I like to point out, which is the riskiness of the Fool. Jumping off of a cliff, not knowing if anything's going to catch you or not, is terrifying. like taking risks in life. The mountains in the background are like spiky and snowy, so it's like cold, frigid, uncomfortable sort of energy, but it is a mountain nonetheless. So it's like as you take that leap of faith and what even appears to be a step down, you're actually moving forward. The mountain in the background kind of reminds us. Sometimes it feels like we're taking a leap of faith and having to take steps backwards, but in turn, it's actually helping us get farther in the long run.
Right. And I like too with the sun, shining on the Fool's back. This is like definitely exactly like hope. There is this idea that it's still going to be okay. There's still light. There's still light that's shining out in front of you. And also with the dog, you're not traveling this journey alone. Spirit is always with you. You always have guides. You always have companions, along the way. The familiars, right? People that travel with us, or even spiritual animals that travel with us, So we always have those guides present.
I love that. So I pulled the Fool from a different tarot deck to use for an example outside of like the Rider-Waite. So I just love this Fool card in the Light Seers Tarot because it's very close to the Rider-Waite, but I love that it is a little different. She's actually about to do a trust fall. She's falling backwards off this cliff. And we see the flower of life ready to catch her. That is exactly what Nick was just saying. That spirit is there. Spirit is like, we know this is scary. We know this is risky, but we also know this is your first time doing this. So we're going to catch you when you fall. And she actually carries the amethyst, which is another sign of the spiritual realm. The color purple is like the third eye, the crown chakra. That's the reminder that yes, this is scary, but you know that it's best. It's the reminder you know what's best. And her yellow dress is also kind of that sunshine sort of symbol as well to me. Solar plexus energy too. So yeah, I just love the Light Seers. It's my second favorite deck of all time for sure.
Gotcha.
Another good one to learn off of, I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I agree.
So yeah. Are we just going to move through all the cards?
We can.
Or as many as we want to.
As many as we want to get to. Yeah. I was just thinking about that too. Yeah.
Because it's been an hour now, so it's up. If you start running out of energy, you let me know.
No, I'm good.
I'm good too. What's your my first favorite deck or favorite card? Ooh, we should say that, Nick. What's your favorite tarot card, or maybe both favorite card and then the card that comes up all the time for you?
Let's see. Favorite card. I kind of like, honestly, I kind of like the Magician, because with the Magician, it's a reminder that we have all the tools, right? That this world is shaped by using what we've learned and the experiences that we have. It's ours to create, and I like that. We're co-creators with Spirit, and we have to kind of trust when we use that power, that magic, as above, so below. As we're calling it out into the universe, it's going to come back down and it's going to manifest in this reality for us.
Mm-hmm. So that one's your favorite, the Magician?
I think that's the one I identify with the most, because obviously, like the poster behind me, I have a poster behind me.
It is very Magician.
with me as the Magician, yeah.
I love that. and it fits your vibe too, you know. I don't know if it's just coincidence, but my favorite card, as well as the one that finds me all the time, is the same, and it's always been the High Priestess. So it's very interesting that we're like one after the next in the chronologically in the tarot. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The moon that's at her feet reminds me of my Cancerian energy. The High Priestess she earns her status. At least this is the way I look at it. She earns her status. She has to work for what she has. The pomegranates behind her on the tapestry kind of show the abundance that she has raised from nothing. You know, the fruit, especially a pomegranate filled with seeds, reminds us of how fertile she is, and she can create anything she wants, you know. I believe it's pineapples too. Am I wrong? I don't know. They look like pineapples to me. Or maybe they're just some sort of leaf. But the feminine energy of the High Priestess I've always felt very connected to, and her eagerness to continue to learn. That's both my favorite and the one that follows me the most.
Gotcha. I have a few that kind of like pop up for me. I guess I will sometimes see either like Sun or the Strength card because of the Leo, I think, the Leo rising for sure. I sometimes see the High Priestess, or keep in mind too, y'all, I know I'm Divine Feminine, so I'll get like Queen of Pentacles. Those are like the ones that definitely kind of resonate. And I think the Queen of Pentacles for my Cap Moon, definitely. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Those are the ones that follow me.
Real quick, Leontini, if you're interested in getting on the list for a reading, we're actually doing like a double reading, so you'll get a read from both of us. It is $44. I have the price right there. You're going to send payment over to me like you normally would on my live. And then you'll be on the list for a reading from both of us. Yeah, so if you're interested, I just wanted to answer her question before we...
Oh, sure. Sure. I'm sorry, yes, I didn't see it, so I'm glad Molly was looking at the screen.
No worries.
So, I was also going to say Sagittarius, so I sometimes get the Temperance card, much to my chagrin. Yeah. I think that's my biggest gripe with Spirit is making Sagittarius like the Temperance card. Have you met fire signs? We're not patient. Right. And so I think it's just like, I think it's so funny because I think it's Spirit's way of humor, right?
Yeah.
Because they know that Sagittarius will poke fun at themselves all the time. We do that to kind of diffuse tension, to kind of like laugh in the face of danger a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think it's so funny that, like, you know, I know Spirit has a sense of humor. Oh, we're gonna make you Temperance in the tarot deck.
I love that. That's so funny. And yeah, it's like as a Sagittarius, it's like up in your face. That's so funny. I love that. Thank you, Leontini. We have one person on our list. Yay! Do you want to keep talking about this for now, or do you want to jump right into the paid reading? Or
I'm okay doing either one. Like I said,
let's talk about like one or two more cards, and then we'll do.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So did we want to go back and talk about the Magician next?
Yeah, let's start with the Magician.
Okay.
So do the same thing we did before and just show it and have them see what they see. Okay.
Right.
So same thing, guys, for the Magician card. Put in the comments down below. If you know, like off of the meanings, what the meanings are, the symbols, but also intuitively, trust your intuition. What do you see in the card? What energies?
Where does your attention go? What draws you first to that card? Yeah, Franny. He's manifesting that shit.
Danny said the infinity symbol. Yeah, that's one of the first things I get drawn to as well.
Yes.
Totally. Pay attention to all the details, guys, too. There's things that we kind of overlook in the tarot often. Even now, even 6 years in, I will pull a card and be like, oh, I never realized that.
Right.
It's totally normal.
Infinite resources and vitality for sure with the infinity symbol.
No, I called you Danny. I'm answering someone in the comments. She's like, did he call me Danny without knowing? No, I said it. That's probably how he knew your name.
Sorry, yeah, no, that was Molly. I'm sorry to disappoint.
Yeah. You want to start with what you want to talk about with the magician?
Oh, sure, we can. So I have one pulled up. This is from my Lightworkers deck. So it also has the infinity loop and it has the hand. Sorry, I know it's hard to see with my
the light is bright.
With my light, it's really bright. Let me see if I can do it like nope, not that one. It would be this one. There we go. So you can see the infinity on top. So definitely the infinity is like part of that. And the hand stretching up, right? So again, a reminder that we could create anything that we want. It's almost, I look at it this way, that hand reaching up to the infinity is a reminder that we're co-creating with the universe. The infinity loop being the universe and the hand being our hand, right? As co-creator. So I like that. On Molly's card, just a reminder of kind of what we were talking about with the Fool. It's all the tools on the altar, right? So you have the wand, you have the pentacle, the cup, and you have the sword. So all the elements that you need, air, earth, wind, fire, almost sounds like Captain Planet. You know, you have all of that.
Or Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yeah, exactly, that too, yeah. There's so much imagery that goes with that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely all the elements at your disposal to weave into reality that what you want to see, you know, and it touches so many different aspects. So,
yeah. For me, the thing that jumps out first when I look at the magician is always as above, so below. He is pointing upwards with the wand in his hand, and then he is pointing downwards. That is always like a lesson to me. It's a reminder, especially with the combined with the infinity symbol kind of halfway through both of those points, is that, you know, if we're going to be in touch and in tune with the higher realms, we equally have to take care of ourselves. We equally have to keep ourselves grounded, which I will admit I am not always good at. Sometimes it's really easy to live up in our head, to live, especially in this society when we're taking in so much information, and we, especially like if you work a lot, if you've got kids, responsibilities, it's easy to live up here. So as above, so below, to me, reminds me to come back down to earth, to remind myself of the reality of a situation and not get stuck in anxiety, not get stuck in depressive thoughts, overthinking a situation, getting hyper-focused on it, even if it's a good situation, you know, focusing too much on anything can mess with it. And the infinity symbol reminds us, you know better. Be aware. I'm in my head. I need to ground. I'm too grounded. I need to start thinking about things, you know, vice versa. But also the border of the beautiful flowers. The magician, it kind of reminds me of, with those 4 elements on the table, we are creating something. We are decorating our life. That to me is what I see within like the decorations on the magician. That kind of reminds us that we're the one in charge. We're the one we get to decorate our life. We get to write our story. We get to decide if it's roses, if it's tulips, if it's whatever, you know. What kind of plants are you going to plant in your life?
Right. It reminds me too, like what Molly was saying, very creative energy, right? The beauty, the flowers all around it. So it is the flowers that are in bloom opening up. You know, just a beautiful nod to creation, the spark.
Yes. And then also what I like to do, and I don't know if you already plan to do this, so now if we go backwards to the Fool, the one singular rose in his hand belongs to this garden. You see that? And it's like almost a reminder when he comes across this place where this table is, he's like, this is familiar. It's got the same rose that I've got. I'm going to set up shop right here and do my magic right here. It's like, that's a sign within the, like, within the universe, within the spiritual side of things, versus just seeing an angel number on your clock. It's like sometimes we see signs in the physical world of like, this is where you belong because that same flower is there, you know? That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. It also kind of, in a way, reminds me too. You brought up the one, and then realizing that as he focused on it, he made so many more and different colors. So it's kind of like a multiplication of the lobes.
I love that.
In the Bible,
absolutely.
But learning how to duplicate, how to replicate, how to create more, expanding his power and his knowledge.
What are your thoughts on like the the change of wardrobe? Just an intent, like because they were setting intentions versus like traveling.
I like it because I think for the green, it highlights the sense of like newness, growth, right? Like somebody who we would call someone who's green, somebody who doesn't know a whole lot, but then they're stepping into like white and red is usually like a symbol of power, authority. When I think of red, I think of like the Roman senators who wore like, red or purple or like very bright, vibrant colors.
Right.
So and also when I think of red, I think of people that are really important, like Superman cape or a magician's cape or something that seeks a lot of attention, right?
Yeah.
Kind of Leo, a little bit fire energy there.
That's pretty cool. I love this.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions about the magician? Maybe we should have done that with the fool, but you guys have any questions about the fool or the magician? Is this interesting to you guys? Bueller? I just want to tap in with the people, see what they're thinking.
For sure.
I'm learning. I love it.
Awesome.
Any questions? I try to be patient with the comments because you never know if someone's trying to type something.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Franny.
Awesome.
Everything was explained. Okay, cool. Let's move to the High Priestess. Okay. Maybe we'll get to the Empress, and then we'll do that paid reading.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. All right. So for the High Priestess, so this is the deck that I'm working with. I've got, as you can see, she's got the third eye wide open. She's got, in a way, it's like clouds and maybe a little bit of mist around her. She's got her eyes closed on this card, right? On the one that I've got. And so definitely third eye is what I think of intuition with the High Priestess. She is in this world that we don't necessarily have a strong foothold in, that everyone does, right? So she stands in between two realms, the realm of the physical and the sacred realm. And she is the keeper of secrets, the keeper of knowledge, mysticism, right? She just knows things that other people don't. Like, how do you know that? Where did you get that information? And so it's so interesting for me because on, I think, Molly's card, I think usually she's holding the Torah, which is like symbol of, the Bible or knowledge, right? And she's standing between these two pillars. So the pillars give her that sense of authority, almost like judgment, like you were standing somewhere where there were columns. I think of the Oracle of Delphi whenever I think of the High Priestess, right? Someone who's really in tune to that mystical knowledge. So how do you see it, Molly?
So, like I said, this is like my card, okay? Because even as you explained the High Priestess, I'm like me, because I like if my followers, if my people can vouch for me here, they literally say that to me all the time. How do you know this stuff? Erica says all the time. I don't know if she's still here, but she's like, you scare me, Molly. How do you know this stuff? So when I think of the High Priestess, I think of people like us. I think of people who are very in tune. in touch with their divine feminine energy. But also, like you mentioned, the pillars, it's the masculine and the feminine energy. It's both. It is the point in the Fool's journey where he's starting to learn that lesson, that he does carry both the feminine and the masculine energy. And I think whatever page in the Torah she's reading on, there's a lesson about that, and kind of choosing, because after the magician, it's like I've embraced that there's magic in the world, and now I'm putting it into action. I'm putting it into practice. I'm getting to really know myself through my spirituality, through learning, through balancing my masculine and feminine energy. And also, I see the moon in this card everywhere. The moon at her feet, literally, right there. But then also the triple goddess, or the triple moon goddess energy, yes, but the triple moon on her head as well. And just signs of the feminine all over this card. The blue that she's wearing. It was actually pointed out to me at one point too that her dress almost kind of mimics a waterfall. It's like this flowing energy, this watery energy. I don't know if a water sign is her ruling plant or her ruling sign though. I want to say it's air. Am I wrong? Do you know off the top of your head? Because the moon is there, so like my Cancerian energy always associates with it, but I don't think it's Cancer energy technically in terms of like
I got you.
on the books.
Okay.
I want to say it's Libra. I could be wrong, but I've always associated my wateriness with her though. Nonetheless.
Okay. I mean, my thought was water too because of definitely with all the moon imagery.
It's even there behind her. If you kind of peek in between the pillars and stuff, there's a body of water back there.
Right.
You can barely see it, but it's there.
Right. On some cards you can see it more, but on that one they have the backdrop that's kind of like covering.
She is Cancer. Sorry, she is Cancer.
She is Cancer.
So,
okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Because of the moon. The moon says it. Gotcha.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always kind of thought she was like water energy because of a lot with the moon. Interesting.
Here's the High Priestess off my other deck, that Light Seers deck. I didn't pull the Magician, but I love this one too. Similarly to yours, she has the eyes that are closed, but you can actually still see her eyes are like open at the same time. Can you see, is it coming through? I don't know if it's focusing or not, but over her eyes, you can like see her pupils even though her eyes are closed.
Right.
This is just a depiction of divine feminine energy. I mean,
right.
What I also really like in this High Priestess is that you can see her channel above her crown. It's this pink kind of, I don't even know what you want to call it, like a tube above her head, like an open channel. I guess it's the best way to say that.
It's the energy coming down, the download, huh?
And even the stars within it coming down into her crown. I just think it's beautiful. I can't say it enough. I love the Light Seers tarot. I really do.
Definitely.
Very intuitive.
I thought it was interesting when you brought up the divine masculine elements and stuff like the pillars with the High Priestess. As I thought about it, I'm like, honestly, I feel like she's probably one of the, and I hate to say it like this because I mean, I don't mean any disrespect, but I feel like she's one of the more masculine leaning divine feminines because she's seated in that seat of authority. She's got that standoffish approach, but you don't see her necessarily in all of her softer feminine energy like you would with the Empress, which is going to be our next one, right? But she still is feminine. She still is like, they still have this absolute femininity to it, but it's more like, I would say androgynous, or more like she also carries that weight of authority behind it, which maybe, not saying it's correct, but maybe we associate sometimes with masculine energy. Like I don't like to look at it straight through that lens, you know, of that, because that's not how I believe. I definitely
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I also see her as like a religious like kind of figure or like archetype too. In terms of like if you think of like how like a priest, they don't get married, they don't have sex, they don't get into
Right.
relationships. It's like you're not gonna, like, even her hair being covered, her head being covered, her body being covered from even up to her neck. It's like the modesty of her energy. It's not like the hypersexualized femininity. I really like that. We can even see it in the High Priestess on this card with, like I said, she's covered up to the neck. I think it really says a lot. Like I had mentioned earlier when we were doing the collective, like if you think about then the Star card where she's not wearing a thing, like it's
Right.
very different energy.
For sure. So next one I got is the Empress. I like this card in this deck because it definitely speaks to me of, symbol of fertility, where the Empress's belly is what's highlighted, and she's got her hand on the belly. And it is, for me, whenever I see this card, I always am like, okay, well, the seeds have been planted. So definitely a symbol of that fertility, that vitality, that creative force, that life energy. And of course, softness, nurturing, motherhood, that caring and loving, gentle energy. So that's really what I see when I see the Empress.
There's the Empress card, guys. I don't think we did this with the High Priestess, but if you guys want, if you want to take a look at the card, see if you see any specific signs, messages, specific symbols that are kind of jumping out to you within the Empress card. Just to help you guys trust your own intuition before we tell you what it's all about. What kind of things do you guys see in this card? How does it make you feel? No wrong answers either. That's important. That's very important when learning tarot. There's no wrong answers, guys.
Trust your intuition always.
Absolutely. If the High Priestess teaches us anything, it's to
listen to Molly, the High Priestess.
Yeah, to trust your intuition above all else. Okay.
Yeah.
Calm, relaxed, powerful, but chilling. I like that. Yeah. That's very Empress.
Right.
Feminine and motherly. And like Nick had said, like the Empress is more of that feminine energy compared to the High Priestess. I definitely agree with that for sure. I always get called to the pillows, the comfortable life that she's living, the sign of the feminine, the Venus energy that's there. She's very much like basically Aphrodite. And she's, to me, like if we think of like maiden, mother, and crone, I think she's somewhere between maiden and mother, although she's depicted with the pregnant belly. I think she's, because we're only on card 4 out of 78. Right. I think she's pregnant for the first time. This is a new experience, and even the way she has these luxurious pillows behind her, it's very much like if like someone was taking care of her because she's pregnant. It's like people who have had kids will say that too, like the way you take care of your body and yourself in the first pregnancy compared to like the third kid, it's like you're just really treating yourself like a queen, like royalty. You're like very careful and considerate, thoughtful.
Right.
It's very Empress energy. And of course, all the lush life in this card behind her, in front of her. It's the harvest card. We can actually see the cut wheat in front of her at her feet. It has already been harvested. So she's in this era of receiving, of having what she wants when she wants it. Like I said, it's like people are at her every beck and call. She's in control.
Even her heart-shaped shield that has the symbol of Venus on it. So definitely ties to Venusian energy of love and, feminine energy, for sure.
I love it. I also love her crown. How many stars is there? I think it's 13, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Symbol of the moon. 13
12?
lunar cycles. 12.
These
okay.
ones. I think it's 12 for the for the zodiac signs. I think
for the zodiac signs.
That's what I believe. The crown is about.
Okay.
I don't know the story behind her crown, but I remember
Right.
I think it's the 12 zodiac signs.
Gotcha.
Trying to see what else is jumping out to me.
Isn't that pomegranates like the images on her dress? Those
I
are.
think so.
I think
I
it's, so.
believe.
It's kind of like a tie to the high priestess as well. You know.
And I always kind of make the joke that like the Empress is wearing a muumuu. You know, going from this like religious cloak of like very intentional thing to wear versus like I just need to be comfortable. You
She's
know,
wearing maternity clothes. She's good.
Yeah.
she's enjoying herself.
Exactly. She's like, I'm wearing loose clothing. I can breathe. I'm good. I'm cool. It's like if we were to expand this image, there's somebody with a feather, like, you know, keeping her cool for sure. But yeah, I love that. So that's the Fool through the Empress, guys. I think that's all we're going to do for teaching tonight. Feels right to you, Nick?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And look, this is an opportunity. Not that you have to agree to this, Molly, but if you would like to expand on this series, and maybe next time we can.
I'm really
do the
enjoying
Emperor.
this.
Absolutely, I'd love to make this a regular event too. This would be pretty cool.
I think so too, and we can message each other and refine this process a little bit, but we're figuring it out, guys. So thank you for your patience watching us, and I hope you guys are learning a thing or two. Yeah, awesome. I feel like a lot of people, at least these days, I don't see people teaching tarot as much anymore. They're just selling courses and stuff. So I think it's fun to do this for free for you guys.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is it's interactive. So if you have questions about it, or if you've seen one card in a certain way, or like, why do you interpret the card this way? Ask those questions. You have such an amazing opportunity here to get a variety of different answers, because I'll give you answers, Molly will give you answers, but we arrive at the same place.
Yes. I love that. When I read for myself, I hear what Nick would say about the card. That's awesome. It's helping me to get more insight, even though I've been doing tarot for like 6 years as well. This is something I've learned, is a refresher course. Because sometimes there's 78 cards. Sometimes there's a card you just haven't seen in a while. You haven't really sat with in a while. And you got to sit with it and get a refresher, get other perspectives, you know? I think that's really, especially like Nick was saying, like this opportunity to have both of our perspectives is really great. Two different backgrounds, two different ways of reading, you know, we both look at the cards in different ways, but similar ways. So I think it's a really unique experience that you guys that are watching have here. So I agree with Nick. Ask questions. Don't hesitate. So yeah. It's the beginning of the Fool's journey, guys. All right, Miss Leodany, are you still here for your reading, love? Let's just double check she's here. So do we want to like let them ask questions, or should we just do like a general, or?
So I will play by house rules, however you want to do it.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good.
So house rules, $44. Leodany, you get to choose. Do you want an in-depth general reading with like you can give us a direction, like career, love, etc.? Or if you have 2 specific questions, then we can kind of tag team each question and see what energy we get. So Leodany, it's up to you. Whichever one, if you have specific questions, then you can ask them. Okay, so she wants an in-depth love. So general love, correct?
Okay.
Just double checking. She means general. Okay, cool. I feel called to start, if that's okay. All right.
Absolutely.
So I know you watch my lives and stuff, Nick, so I always use my little grounding bell here with the root chakra. Leodany, you know what to do, girl. For those of you who are new here, I have this brass root chakra bell. I always ring it, especially for paid readings. I'm tapping into a specific person's energy. So I kind of go a little above and beyond to clear the space for you and ground you into the reading. Okay, so this is for Leodany. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Okay. Let's see what's happening in love for Leotomy. Do you want to kind of do it how we did like the collective, where it's like we just kind of go back and forth like we did, or do you want me to like do a reading and then you do a reading?
I would say let's do it like this. Why don't you do the reading your way, your style? Because I don't want to interrupt your flow. So
Okay.
you do that, and then I will do, like, I guess, I don't know, confirmation on the back end or whatever pops up
I
for my
like that.
guides from the back end. But I don't want to
Perfect.
interrupt your process.
Perfect. Cool. All right. It's coming in for love for Leotomy. First card is the Lovers.
Love that.
Woo! And I know you've been waiting a while for love to come in for you. You have the Tower as well. Woo! Big major arcana energy here, Leotomy. I think something is coming. Yeah, Eight of Wands. I think something is really moving its way towards you at this time. You don't see this coming though, because the Tower to me is very out of nowhere. It's very abrupt, but I'm seeing it positive. It's on either side of the Tower is the Lovers and then the Eight of Wands. So this is expansive. This is growth. 10 of Pentacles. I mean, you know, like this is one of those cases where you see the Tower. It's like, don't assume the absolute worst. Don't get too focused on the fact that the Tower is there. Kind of want to show you what I'm seeing on my desk here. It's like, yeah, the Tower's there, but look at the other details. Don't forget about all the good that's coming in, because we may have a habit, Leotomy, in your energy. You may have a habit of only looking at that situation that didn't work out, even though there are other opportunities. I know that there was a specific person for a while you were hoping for, so I feel like that's kind of the message, is like, which one are you going to give your energy to moving forward? Okay, are you going to stay focused on what didn't work out, or are we going to give love kind of a new opportunity to bloom and expand and grow and last? 10 of Pentacles and last. This is also, 10 of Pentacles to me is like, I'm kind of getting this energy of home, of wanting a place to call home, a safe pillow. How do I want to say that? A safe place to land at the end of the day. Am I saying that right? The comfort of home, building a home with a partner, with someone that you want to build a home with. It just may turn out not to be who you thought, not to be what you thought, but it's actually coming across better. The Sun card is here. Excuse me, a positive impact. Positive outcome. 2 of Cups. I want to ask you, Leotomy, is there a new person you've met recently? Because 2 of Cups to me is kind of physically coming across a new energy in your life. 9 of Cups. If not yet, I think soon. Tell us more for love. The Fool and the Star. Not yet. Okay, so soon. I'll tell you, 8 of Wands. Soon. And very soon, 8 of Wands and the Tower, honestly. Those two being there together. I don't know, this is just abrupt, and then suddenly your life is different. There was a time, Spirit's kind of given this message to you, Leotomy. It's like, you're going to look back once you meet this person, and it's going to be like, there was a whole other life that I lived before I met you. Yeah, the 2 of Wands. It's like looking back, like, I didn't even know what life was waiting for me. And I was doubting. And there's like this future version of you that's looking backwards, like, I should have just believed all that energy I took doubting that love was coming to me. It's like this sigh of relief, for sure. Two of Wands. I love that came out. I feel like that's what I have for you, Leonie. I hope it sounds like it's resonating. Yeah? Cool. I love that.
All right. Well, I will do, if you don't mind, I'll do the Celtic cross like I normally do when I get like a general love reading. So it kind of helps me give you the most insight, and I'll frame it so that way we go through all of those parts. I'll explain it along the way, okay? So I'll tap into your energy, okay? So I've got that connection. Let's see what's going on for you, okay? First off, Leonie, thank you for purchasing the reading. It's exciting to read for you. And let's see what we've got for you, okay? All right. Our starting energy for you. So this is the focal point for our reading, okay? Queen of Swords energy. All right. So Queen of Swords energy is telling me that you've had to learn boundaries here. I think this is something where also perhaps feminine air energy. This could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I also get someone who probably pays attention to a lot of what's going on and pretty observant. But Queen of Swords energy, it's inviting you to really analyze what information you're getting and be very discerning with it. So the potential or challenge here, the World card. So with the World card, I'm getting this is World card for me is the closing old cycles and beginning new ones. It can be success, victory, something that you've already wanted, or something that you've wanted. This is talking about achievement, right? So I feel like this is kind of like where we're going. We're trying to figure out how to achieve something, or what our next steps are as we're moving forward here, right? What is our focus? I think Molly had this pop out in her reading too. I've got the Eight of Wands energy. So Eight of Wands energy for me is about manifestations. It's fast-moving energy. It is communication in certain regards. So I feel like focus on your manifestations. Focus on your manifestations as if you have already done all of the work that you needed to do, and that it is coming in for you, and just know that it is, right? Be in this mindset. I feel like it's also to retraining your mind. I'm going to go back a little bit. Retrain your mind. Be in this belief as Queen of Swords that it's already done. And I do feel like it's about getting that mindset, right? The Strength position, okay? For me, I've got the Fool card. What's working out in your favor for this is with the Strength position, you're willing to take a leap of faith. You're willing to see with curiosity what those next steps are going to be. Patience, yeah. But what I like about my Fool card here is look at him on top of the mountain. Look at the obstacles that he's overcome, right? And now that you're at the top of that mountain, you can see what's coming next in a way, but there may be other obstacles there that you don't see. But it's about willing to take those steps forward and see where this journey takes you, right? In your recent past, I have masculine earth energy. I don't know if this was an ex. This could have been Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Doesn't have to be sun, could be moon or rising. Or you could have had this masculine energy that was very non-committal, dragging their feet, has not given you what you wanted, taking so much time, really not treating you like you were a priority, putting you on the back burner, all of this stuff. Is that resonating for you? Molly's
Sounds familiar, Leonie.
Molly's shaking her head over there.
I know a thing or two about her story.
Right. I know we read for our collective, so it's so funny to get that to get that from you. All over it, yeah. And so for the near future, I've got the Tower. So the Tower, I think the Tower came out in Molly's reading too, huh? Yeah. So for me, the Tower is about shake up. It is sudden and unexpected change. For me, it could also be feeling like the rug just got pulled out from underneath you, right? I also look at the Tower as this. When I see the Tower coming out, what that tells me is Spirit is saying that something right now is built where I want to build something new. So I've got to dismantle what's there because something else needs to go up in its place. And so that's what the Tower is. Proof that we're getting the same cards. So it's like we're pulling on the same energy here.
It's like exciting to me.
Absolutely.
Like this is like psychics in our happy place.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I love that. Look, I shot Molly a comment the other day. I was like, I pulled those same cards from my Oracle reading.
Yeah, I love it.
It was so fun. All right. Suggested approach. I love this. So the suggested approach here for you, I've got the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is something that you're going to love. It can be a message of love, or you're going to receive something like a gift. Whatever this is, it's going to make you feel really good. It may start as something small, but no, it also is likely going to be a bit of a surprise. It's going to be something that might catch you off guard, especially with the Tower and this coming out. It's kind of like sudden energy here, right? What do you need to know? What do you need to know? Wow, I love this for you. I got the Sun card. Whatever this is that's coming your way, girl, this is the happiest card in tarot. The Sun card. This is illumination, success.
You're getting
victory,
all the same cards.
clarity. All of it. Yeah, it's so funny. Whatever this is, it is going to delight. It's going to be worth waiting for. I promise you. Okay? Absolute happiness here. All right? What is what is the hope and or fear? Okay. So I've got the Four of Swords for the hope and or fear. What that means to me is that's kind of future energy. That is kind of like healing energy. So the hope, our namesake, what's he doing? So the hope here is that, you know, it's going to happen in the next little while. You're not going to have to wait long. And with this being kind of like a wait card, but minor arcana, I kind of feel it's going to happen sooner rather than later, right? But there is this energy of still like a little bit more patience is required, right? But whatever this is, I feel like it's set up, not set back. I feel like it's setting you up for success. Whatever it is, you're waiting for the right things to fall into place here. So, you know, and I think that's where the happiness is going to happen. The last card that I've got for you, this is the probable outcome. I've got the High Priestess. So this is telling me, number one, I feel like trust your intuition, but also I feel like under Molly's guidance, you've probably have found your path here. I feel like she's done a great job helping you. And with the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of my deck as a clarifier, yes, patience, okay? It's going to require a little bit of patience, but girl, it will be so worth it with that Sun card. That is what you should hold on to. Yes, victory, success, you're going to get what you want, okay?
Beautiful read. So yeah, I pulled the confirmation card. It was the happiness card.
I love that.
That's why when you said that, I was like, yes, it's already here. It says new discoveries that lead to celebrations. Loving yourself first pays off. Loving yourself first pays off. So happiness is on the way, girl. It's actually here already.
You're very welcome. Look, I suffer from a lack of patience too with, you know, my fire sign, a lot of fire placements, the Leo rising. Like I got no shot. I've got like 5 fire placements.
I think Leonine has a lot of fire too. I think it's Aries sun, I want to say. And other fire. I don't remember though. We actually got another paid reading.
Oh, okay, cool.
How are you doing on energy?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Okay. I am going to say it's almost 11, so this is going to be my last call for if you guys want to get on the list. Now is your time to send. I'll keep it open till 11. It's 10:53. Cool.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you guys have a few minutes if you want to decide if you want one of these readings too, just like Leonine just got. But yeah, Gabrielle is who is up next.
Okay.
Is that one of your people or someone new? Do you know? I don't think she's my person.
I'm not familiar.
Gabrielle.
And I apologize if she is one of mine and I'm not familiar because I know people by some
Gab.
Yeah, some of them I know by
She's brand new.
She's new.
Welcome.
Awesome.
Welcome. Do you want to start this one since I started the last one, or do you need an energy break?
If you want to start, that's fine. It does not bother me.
I'll start. Let us know what kind. Oh, you saw me in Pluto's live. Okay, cool. Well, welcome in. I'm Molly. It's nice to meet you. This is Nick. We're just collabing today. This is a little special event we're doing tonight. So you're going to get a read from both me and from Nick. Let us know what kind of reading do you need tonight. You can choose between a general, or if you have 2 specific questions, we can answer those questions for you. If you are choosing general, you can pick a topic: love, career, finances, etc. Let us know what you need, Gabby. General love. Okay. I can do that. All right. So this is our root chakra bell. I'm going to ring this for you and just have you ground your energy. All you have to do is take a deep breath in, deep breath out, Gabby. And we're going to ground you into the reading and clear the space. Okay? So for Gabby, take a deep breath in through your nose. Long breath out. I apologize if that's too loud for anybody, but I feel like it just aligns all my chakras. All right, we're gonna take a look at love for Gabby, please. Love for Gabby. First 2 cards out are Justice and the Hermit. Immediately I'm hearing you have not, either you haven't or it feels like you have not had a very lucky time in love. Possibly quite harsh relationships, whether they've been long-term or not. I'm hearing that you're single. I should have asked before I started. I don't know. But this is giving me single vibes, maybe at the point of feeling a little hopeless, maybe. I don't know. Tell me if that resonates before I continue on, Gabby. Maybe a situationship sort of vibe with the Hermit and the Justice card. But there's positive cards here too, don't worry. Currently single. Okay. So yeah, very disappointed by your experiences in love. However, the beauty of Justice is that the scales must stay balanced, okay? And with the Hermit here, whatever life lesson you were supposed to learn through those difficult moments, I feel like you are either on the path of learning them, or you learned it, because the Ace of Wands is here. So I feel like, because the reason why I feel like this is sort of like the recent past and you're moving forward from this is because the Hermit has his back to this Ace of Wands. It's like, I'm moving on from that. And the Ace of Wands is like kind of this spark of hope again. I don't know if there's a person that you just met that's giving you some hope, or if you're experiencing something in your life, seeing someone that you care about falling in love can actually kind of give us hope again. You know, to see someone we care about be happy can kind of be like, oh, if my best friend can fall in love, so can I. Okay, it's like seeing something, even a movie. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we can watch the right romantic comedy, and it's like, you know what? Maybe I do like believe in love again. I'm just kind of getting that I believe in love again sort of vibe. Let me see what she's saying. Hold on. Trying to prevent myself to not be in a hopeless space. Have had troubles. Trying for sure, working on myself, remembering my dreams for love. Yeah, I definitely get that vibe. It's like the Nine of Pentacles is here, and I feel like that's your inner child speaking to you. The little girl inside of you still believes in love. It's just your adult self and all the responsibilities and the practical sides of being in a relationship. And like I'm kind of getting, Gabby, like you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting that like you've been in a long-term relationship. You've probably lived with a partner and things got mundane and boring, and you don't want to experience love like that. You want romance to stay alive. That spark with the Ace of Wands is there. And I feel like you would like to find a partner who long term wants to keep that spark alive. Nine of Pentacles being there with the Ace of Wands tells me in previous relationships, you have been the only one probably putting all the effort, all the energy into keeping your love alive. And it takes two to make a thing go right. That's a song. I don't know who sings it. Good old 90s song, if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. I feel like I only pulled 4 cards so far. I feel like I need more. Hi, Logan. Thank you for stopping into my live tonight. I appreciate you. She said I'm right. Okay. Let's see what else there is here. There's definitely something new coming. 2 readings in a row, I'm getting the Two of Cups. The Sun card. You have love is in the air for this collective tonight. The Empress. Okay. Okay, girl, you really went through a glow up. Talk about having your spark back. Oh my God. And that makes sense with the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Like you, Gabby, you are vibrating with like, you're like emitting energy. It's like you're glowing. And it's attracting this energy in. Even the Sun card, like whoever this matches, they're probably over in their life glowing too. I feel like this is like an aligned sort of timeline. Someone out there, whether you know them or not, they're gonna find you soon. That sounds creepy. They're gonna find you. I don't mean it like that, but they're gonna come into alignment with you soon. The merging of 2 timelines that are destined to converge. This spark. It's like I can't even put it into words. This is like magnificent, a miracle. Why am I hearing these M? Maybe their name starts with an M. I'm hearing magnificent, miracle, marvelous. I'm hearing all these M words. Anything else, Spirit? It's just a love is developing that you. It's like love. It's like you had mentioned a dream that you once had of love. I think it's coming to fruition for you. She said, I love hearing that. I wasn't sure I was on the right path. I'm probably getting off soon. I don't know if Logan's still here, but I'm probably getting off sort of soon, Logan, so I might catch your live. Anyway, that's what I have for you, Gabby.
All right. That sounds cool. I forgot to mention, Molly, like I know you have your practice of the bell. I keep a little jar of pink Himalayan salt, and before I pull, I kind of dip my fingers in there, cleanse a little bit of the energy and stuff like that before I start touching the deck. So that's kind of like that. I wanted to share that. You
really did bring some of your Catholic upbringing into yours. I love that. That's so cool.
So that's part of my spiritual practice for that too. I like the bell because the bell is kind of like us too.
Yeah, no,
That's part
totally.
of
Same with incense. Yeah,
right.
I think I told you on one of your lives before. I grew up Roman Catholic too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. So we can relate to that. That's interesting.
For sure, for sure. All right, Gabby. So let's see what we've got for you too. That was a beautiful read by Molly. I love it. Very encouraging.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's see what comes up. You know, it's so funny when I was just shuffling while you were doing that. A lot of the same cards popping up at the bottom of the deck, or just kind of like as I'm cutting cards. I just think it's the coolest thing.
It really is. Yeah, I love it.
So, all right. So let's see what we got. What is the focus of our reading here? So what's the energy for Gabby? Where do we start, please? Angels, ancestors, and guides. What do we need to know? Let's see. Let's see. All right. I love this. This, I think, came up in your reading too. 9 of Pentacles. So definitely this reading for me, yeah, for sure, centers around self-worth, self-value, self-respect. Definitely feeling good in your own skin. I feel like that's going to be like that's what's bringing all of this in, right? It's the healing journey, coming to a point in your life where you're really feeling good about where you're at, feeling good to be on your own, right? Not feeling like you have to be with somebody, but wanting to be with the right person, right? And just knowing that you're good on your own, I feel like that's helping out a lot. In the challenge energy, interesting. So potential challenge, I'm doing a Celtic cross, by the way. So I'm at a point where we got potential challenge. We've got hanged man energy. There's something with indecision here. Or maybe this is something you've had to let go of or see differently, right? So the hanged man can be really about getting a change in perspective. So if you weren't feeling so abundant or feeling in this energy where that you can have all of this before, I feel like your mindset has definitely changed. You've started to adopt a new perspective on things, saying like, you know what? If this works out for my friends, why can't this work out for me, right? If I see this in everyone else's life, you know, surely there is magic in the universe to allow for this to happen for me, right? And I've got 3 of Pentacles here and the focus on. So for me, this is about building that foundation slowly, collaboration, right? And so I feel like you're building those blocks, those steps in order to get there. You are, I feel like it's all about not taking shortcuts, right? Not trying to chase quick fixes. This is about really taking the time to do the spiritual work and to move forward, right? The strength position. I love this for you. Wow. Molly, did you have this card too? The Empress? So,
Yes.
Yeah,
I did.
the strength position for me is the Empress. So for me, this is what's working for you is, sweetheart, you are definitely in a glow up. This is birthing a whole new cycle. You are in some beautiful, loving, creative energy. And I feel like for you, when I see this, the pregnant belly here of the Empress, it tells me that those seeds, those manifestation seeds have taken, right? And she is about to give birth. So the harvest season is coming for sure. We're stepping into this period where you're so abundant and lovely and just like you are shining so beautifully here. Recent past, I've got the 6 of Wands. I feel like maybe like it's been recently that you're starting to really step into and embody this victory mindset, this victory energy. I feel like perhaps it might have been a little bit of a challenge, but this is new for you. I feel like this is recent where you're like, okay, okay, Spirit, what do we have next? What's coming my way? Like now you're not as afraid as you probably once were of what was to come, because now you're like, okay, let's just see what's next. You've replaced fear with curiosity, and now you're in this victory mindset here. Interesting. So we've got the strength card in the near future. Strength card for me is usually like have hope, have faith, have courage. So yeah, you were stuck in a situationship, trying to come out of it whole and hopeful instead of defeat. Yep, for sure. And so like the strength card is, I'm going to say this. I was watching Molly's reading earlier, and when I saw that the Justice card and the Hermit card and whatnot, I knew with that energy there that it almost feels like to me somebody, and like she said, with the Hermit turning its back on it, almost like somebody turning their back on, almost at the point where you're kind of getting discouraged and almost wanting to turn your back on love. You still have hope, you still have faith. And I feel like that's why this strength card is coming out here. It's to remind you, look, your story's not over. There's still a lot of beautiful things left on the table for you. It hasn't happened to you yet, right? But with that Empress energy, it's coming. I love this. So the suggested approach, believe in your manifestations. This is the 8 of Wands, right? This is kind of coming back to the Empress energy, reminding you those manifestations that you did, those things that you called out into the universe. Like I said, those seeds have been planted, they're taken, and the Empress is nourishing those seeds with her energy. They're gonna come to fruition. You're gonna have that harvest season, right? What do you need to know? I love this. Ace of Cups, a brand new beginning when it comes to love, right? But I also look at the Ace of Cups as this. The Ace of Cups is, for me, sometimes the beginning of a healing journey. If we walk, we have to embody that frequency, that energy of love. And I feel like that's what you've been working on all this time with that self-worth, self-value, that 9 of Pentacles energy. So you pouring all this good energy, this taking good care of yourself, that's what's calling this in, right? So the hope and our fear, I've got Page of Wands energy. So Page of Wands for me is have a bit of curiosity. I'm going to go back to that. This is optimism. This is hope. When I look at this little guy, look at him. He is an architect, and he's mapping out how he wants the skyline to look like. He's using his imagination in that wand, and he's creating the future that he wants to see. So every bit of that is what I see is possible for you, right? Having that mindset, 11:11 on the timer. I love that. And the probable outcome, okay? I'm going to pull another card with this. This is the 5 of Pentacles. I feel like for you, this was a huge lesson. This was a test of faith. This, I feel like, was to prove to you. I feel like when Spirit gives us these tests, it's not because Spirit doesn't think that we are capable of it. I feel like Spirit gives us these tests to prove it to us, like so that we prove it to ourselves, right? I feel like with the 4 of Cups here, it talks about not settling, and this is what I was thinking for. This is what I was waiting for. Sun card is at the bottom of the deck. Future is bright for you. Yeah? Sun card came out again. I knew that Sun card was, I knew that some happiness was like coming. I just didn't know what it was. But look, I knew that it wasn't going to end on a sour note. It was trending so beautifully. I was like, okay, what's next? Sun card at the bottom of the deck. Okay? Yes. It's going to happen for you. I love that for you. Beautiful, beautiful.
Was this on your last card for her?
It was the bottom of the deck, yep.
It was the last card I pulled for her too. So I've been like, for these personals, I've been pulling like a confirmation oracle card, just a quick little pull just to see like from both of our readings if it's coming together. And I pulled inspiration, and I definitely feel like it was really coming up in yours. Like it says gaining insight from the wisdom of life. So that message of like the Justice and the Hermit card, and on the other side of that energy, everything being so much brighter. It's like, and I kind of channeled it too in my reading, where it's like you either already experienced something, or you're about to see something, meet someone that just turns that light on for you. You know, it's like the light bulb above our head. Like, I have an epiphany, an idea. It's like something in your life is just helping you see, like the lights are on. You know, like, and we do kind of see that with the Hermit also. You know, the Hermit leads us not only through our shadow periods, but the Hermit can also kind of be there in the background to lead us towards the light as well. You know, even though his back is turned, it doesn't have to be. You know, I like that energy.
Absolutely.
And I think it's like the Sun card too. It's just
yeah.
more of that illumination. So yeah, I hope that resonated with you, Gabby. Thank you so much for trusting us to read for you.
It was a pleasure, Gabby. Thank you so much.
I know, me too, Franny. She said she loves the syncs between the two of us. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like this experience of kind of getting validation from another reader, you know? It's kind of cool.
I have enjoyed this experience. It has been every bit of fun I knew it was going to be, Molly.
Oh, she said she's crying. Oh, sending you so much love, girl. I hope they're good tears.
Absolutely.
Happy tears. Happy tears. Good things are coming. I love it.
Definitely.
Awesome. That's all we have for our list. Do you want to close out with like an oracle card for the collective, each of us?
Oh, we can, for sure.
I feel like that could be a nice little closer. For those of you who stuck around with us,
yep.
Appreciate it, guys. Me and Nick kind of mentioned on the live earlier that we want to continue on with teaching the Fool's Journey, maybe do some more of these lives, so stay tuned. Make sure you're following Nick before you go, guys, okay?
Absolutely. And any of mine, make sure you're following Molly, because we're going to be doing some more tag team together.
Yes. And for my people, I have more collaborations that are coming soon with other readers too. Who knows? Maybe eventually we can like have we could have a lot of readers in here.
That would be cool.
Knows? I know. I think that'd be very interesting.
Right?
Yeah. You can go first for this. I need to pick my deck first.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm going to use my Intuit Oracle 180 deck. So let's see what we got. So we'll go ahead and you said just pull one for the collective as a parting message.
Yeah, just a little closing message maybe.
Let's see what we got. Make sure I touch some of my pink Himalayan salt. Clear the energy. And what do we got, Spirit? What message of hope do you have for our collective, please? Oh, I love this. This is so cool. So I've got the Celtic Knot. And with the Intuit Oracle, it says, the first part of it says, unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, infinity, enduring, connected, love of a lifetime. So I love this for our collective. Definitely a lot of love and unity and such great energy to end on.
Beautiful. So I pulled from the Wild Unknown archetypes. I want to see what archetype the collective is in. Luckily, it was a good one because there's a lot of freaking dark cards in this deck. The Creator. Look at that energy right there. Oh my God. You are the creator, just like it sounds like. You're the creator of your story. You hold the paintbrush. What are you going to create next? This is like begging a question. It's like spirits wanting to leave the collective here, even you, Nick, and me, with a question of what do we want to create next? You know, the color wheel being back there as well talks to me about like opposing energies as well. And how something that you can perceive as like the opposite of you or like bad versus good, there's a message about everything kind of meshing together and like things
everything being tied together.
Yeah. Yes. Same message. I suppose you're right. And also, I don't know if this is even technically part of this card, but I'm seeing this as a womb, this like circle inside of it, and it's about creation, so that I guess it makes sense. But something in your life is being birthed at this time. Like this is something that, I don't know, there's like a message about, yes, you're creating something new in your life, but this has been a long process of thinking. I'm also seeing like an eyeball too. Like if we kind of back it up a little bit, it's like a rainbow eyeball. Like there's something about the third eye. And you've always seen what is meant to be created. Don't know, channeled that. You've always seen what's meant to be created. It's like this message of the collective knows what's next. Yeah, that's what I got.
Absolutely. I think it's so interesting that that last card that you pulled, Molly, almost in a way ties in the cards that we talked about tonight, right? In
It
a
kind
way,
of does.
the
Yeah.
magician, the empress energy, and the seeing as the high priestess, but also being willing to
Wow.
kind of like take those next step forwards with the Fool card. So it all kind of
absolutely
comes full
love
circle.
that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Cool. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Also, I wanted to thank you guys for 32,000 taps tonight. Holy crap. I noticed
Absolutely.
that during like one of the last readings we were doing, and I was like, oh my God, I hadn't been paying attention tonight. Everybody's saying that our energy works well together. I think so too, Nick.
I think so too. Thank you all for
Yeah.
for the invitation into the space. Molly, thank you for hosting. I greatly appreciate it. I absolutely love the collaboration. I look forward
too.
so much to doing it again.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you